is up, guys? Mo the dog trainer. Yeah. Today I have a little guest, Blanco, and we're gonna be teaching Blanco how to go in his crate on cue. If your puppy never been in a crate, this is what you want to do, right? You want to associate this place, this den, with something positive. We're gonna use a high value food, and we're gonna encourage Blanco to go in his crate on his own, right? He has never done this training, and we're gonna do this for the first time with Blanco. And if you follow through, you can do the same thing with your dog. If you have a puppy, if you have an older dog that never been in a crate, you introduce the crate in a positive way. So we're gonna use high value reward, high value food. And the first thing we want to do is we want to open the crate and see if he investigates it. If you have a dog that roams around, that leaves or walks away when you're training, make sure you put a leash on him so you can keep a hold of him. Right now I have a playpen around, so he really can't go far, and for the most part he likes this food, so he's probably gonna stay motivated, right? I'm gonna let him sniff it, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna toss a little piece of this food, right? I don't want to make him full. I want him to work for it. So he's hungry right now. He hasn't eaten dinner, and I'm just gonna throw it in here and see what he does, right? Most likely he's gonna go in and get it. Some dogs might be a little afraid of going in the crate, of going in an unknown area. So you want to start slow, right? Maybe you want to toss the treat, get his attention. Toss the treat right here, right, for your dog. Maybe he's scared. Right in front of the crate, so he can get close to this crate. Then what you want to do is, if he's okay to go in, just show him the food, and then you're gonna pay him once he goes inside, right? So he went in, good boy. You could mark it with a yes and reward. Notice I'm not saying any cues, so I'm just gonna lure him into the crate and toss the treat in there. And eventually what he's gonna learn is that he gets this food inside of there, so there's chances that he's gonna stay in there, right? Most likely he wants to come out, but if he wants this food enough, he's gonna go in there because he knows that that's where the food is coming from. So even though you have it out here, right? Boom. Make him follow you, toss it in there, and he goes in there and he gets paid. Positive reinforcement, right? Goes in the crate, gets the food. Real simple training, right? Just make sure that whatever you're using is valuable to your dog. This is real valuable to him, right? Your dog predicts what's valuable, not you. Put it in front of him, make sure he follows your hand, and you toss it in there, right? You're gonna repeat this over and over and over, a couple times a day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, multiple times a day. Just tossing food in, associating the crate, no cues, and then eventually you're gonna want to add a cue. I like to go home, or you can say go to your room, go to your crate, whatever you want to do. But I like go home because that's what I taught my other dog that cue, and she knows it very well. Blanco, go home. Right? You're gonna say go home, and then you're gonna toss the treat. And then if you want him to stay in there, you just keep tossing food in there before he comes out of there, right? Just gonna keep tossing food. Keep tossing little tiny bits of food inside of his crate. Right? Good boy. And then just let him come out, right? Don't pay him out here, pay him inside. Good. Let's see if he goes in. If he goes in, just toss a treat in there. If he doesn't, toss a treat in there anyway, so that he can be encouraged to go inside. The first couple days, maybe a week or two, whatever the time it takes your dog to learn this, you're gonna do it without a cue. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna add a cue. You're gonna probably say his name if his name means something positive, right? He's probably gonna go in there and you're gonna mark it, yes, right? He's gonna try to figure out where the food is coming from. And obviously you want him to know that the food is inside. You can do this, you can train your dog with anything, right? With food, anything that's reinforcing to the dog. He also likes to tug, so I can use that as a reinforcer. Right? And he's new to this, he doesn't know the cue. I can't tell him go to his place because he doesn't know. So this is the first step. This is gonna be great because your dog's gonna love his crate after he learns this, right? After he figures out that in there's something positive. And then you start working it little by little. It might not take you one day, it might not take you 1 week. It can take you a couple weeks, it can take you 5 days. Every dog is different, right? Just wait till he comes out. Now, if you pay him out here, he's gonna want to come out, right? He's gonna want to get paid. But if you pay him inside, he's gonna want to go inside. It's like dogs that sit around the table and they beg for food, right? The reason they do that is because they've been paid at the table. So if you have a dog that is always at the table and it kind of upsets you because you want him to go to his bed, or you want him to go to his crate, or you want him to go to an area where you want, like a specific area, then what you have to do is you have to pay the dog in that area, right? So for instance, my dog doesn't come to the table, right? She knows to go to her bed, to go to her place, and then that's where she gets paid. If I want to give her like a French fry, sweet potato fry, or whatever, she gets it on her bed. So she's gonna learn to be at that place for the reward. Same thing with the crate training. And I think he just peed there while I was talking to the camera, and you're gonna get that too, right? They're puppies. Your dog is gonna pee and poop if you don't watch him, right? And he's gonna step on it if you don't watch him, so I'm gonna hold him here. So this is also good for potty training. He just brought me to my next subject, potty training. You're gonna wanna use a crate for potty training. Make it small enough that your dog can lay down, spin around, and be comfortable in, but not too big that he's gonna pee and poop and go to the other side and fall asleep, right? You want him to be uncomfortable because dogs don't like to pee and poop where they sleep. So what you want to do is you want to make it small enough, like I said, so that he can be comfortable enough to sleep and not pee and poop. And just have a schedule. Maybe you have to write it down. Maybe you fed him, and after you feed him, after he drinks water, he has to pee and poop, right? After he takes a nap, he's going to want to pee and poop, or pee. After he plays around, he's going to want to pee. Just make sure that you have either puppy pads, or if he's fully vaccinated, you can take him outside. But if he's not fully vaccinated, I wouldn't take him outside. I would use potty pads, right? And teach him there. And this is going to go a long way. And eventually you're going to, after he's fully vaccinated, you're going to start taking him outside, right? Maybe you're going to have to take a potty pad outside because he's so used to using the potty pads, right? Pee-pee pads. So that's what you have to do, right? You have to kind of accommodate to the dog and teach him that, you know, this is where you use the bathroom, this is where you eat, this is where you sleep. And yes, your dog's gonna cry maybe when you first put him in there. If you lock the gate too soon, he's gonna cry because he's used to being outside. So another thing that you can do is after he gets used to the crate, maybe you want to shut the door, right? You're gonna shut the door and open it, right? Just assuring him that he's not gonna stay locked in there, and then you're gonna add increments of time. You might want to put him inside, right? And then start feeding him treats through the gate and sit down with him to maybe till he takes a nap, if he takes a nap, right? If not, you're gonna have to take him out. I wouldn't take the dog out if he's crying, right, or whining, because he's gonna learn that whining and crying gets him out of the crate. So you don't want to do that. That's a big mistake. That's a big no-no. Wait till the dog is calm, and then you can take him out, because then he'll train you. He learns that if he cries, you're gonna take him out. Right, buddy? Your dogs are smart like that. So that's good for potty training. That's good for sleeping. That's good for just training in general, right? If your dog goes to the vet and he's crate trained, he's gonna feel more comfortable being inside of a crate than a dog that's not used to being in a crate. There's gonna be people when they see this video that hate crates. They're gonna comment, "Oh, your dog shouldn't be on a crate," blah blah blah, whatever, right? But your dog is not living in the crate, right? You're gonna be supervising the dog. You're gonna be taking them out, right? The crate is just for training. I'm not telling you to leave your dog there for 8 hours, right? Or for 10 hours if they can't hold their bladder. Make sure that if you do have a crate, make sure that you set up a playpen around it so he can come out and use the bathroom. And when you're not home, when you're not supervising, give him room so he can walk. Don't just lock him in there and let him cry and expect him to learn the hard way, right? You want to teach him positive reinforcement so that he can love his crate. If not, guess what? He's not gonna love his crate. It's gonna turn into anxiety. And every time you put him in there, he's just gonna freak out, right? You don't want them to freak out. You want them to love their crate. My dog loves her crate, right? She goes in, I tell her to go home. I'm talking about my big dog. She goes home when I tell her to go home. I can lock her up, I can walk away, and she's fine, right? She's used to it. She's not gonna get that phobia of being locked up in a confined space, right? Some people get, you know, phobias from elevators, from small being in small spaces, right? And it's natural, but the more you do it, the more you get used to it. The more you train your dog, the more positive reinforcement, the more you play with your dog. And also, when they're little like this, you also want to, and I want to just add this to the video, because if you have a puppy, you also want to handle your dog, right? Touch his paws before they get older. Touch his paws, play with his paws, pull his ears, right? Don't yank on his ears, just pull his ears. Because if you have kids, they're going to pull on their ears, they're going to touch their face, they're going to touch their paws, they're going to maybe pull on their tail, right? You want to get your dog used to this. So he's 9 weeks old, right? Within a few more weeks, he's going to have a window that closes, which is the socialization period. And if I don't get him socialized enough before the 3-month period, guess what? He's going to be fearful. He's going to be just you know, freaking out for things that he have never seen or heard, right? So right now he's not fully vaccinated, but he has a few shots in him. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking him with me to like maybe Home Depot. I'm not going to put him on the ground. Maybe I'll spray the cart down with Lysol and just walk him around so he can start hearing noises, so he can start hearing people, right? I'm not going to take him to a dog park that he may get sick, he may get parvo or whatever. I'm being cautious. So that's what you want to do with your puppy. So if this video helped, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, comment on the bottom. I know I'm going to get negative comments for crate training. Some people hate crates. Guess what? I love crates. And I'm not telling you to use them in a bad way. And I also understand the people that do hate the crates, because there's bad people out there that they'll put their dogs in a crate and just leave them there. That's not the case here. These dogs love the crates. I'll start teaching them positive reinforcement, and that's basically it. You love your dogs, you train your dogs, and they'll be happy dogs, right, buddy? Say bye, Blanco. Bye.